that final move of Bitcoin going to like $60,000. We are also in a falling wedge pattern. Long positions got liquidated, comes down to fill completely and continues downtrend. Right now we are seeing the first signs of a potential bounce here, but the problem is that I believe that the worst is not over yet. I will show you today exactly what I believe is going to happen next year and why I will start to accumulate some altcoins right now, but I'm prepared to buy even lower. Let's go. We're going to start off today here on CoinGlass because you have to understand how the Bitcoin price action is driven here right now. So and what we can see is that while the price was going down, here, the open interest also went down. So we had our up and downs here in between. Really simple example, when we hit the top of the range, we saw also that open interest hit the top of the range, and then we saw a decrease in open interest and also price moving down. So what happened was that long positions got liquidated in the process while the price was moving down, hence the leverage got also flushed out. Then we went a little bit sideways, then leverage increased while price was going slowly up here. Again, price went down, leverage got flushed. So now shorts were coming in the sideways move of Bitcoin here in that sideways move, and we saw another decrease in leverage when price went up, so shorts got here punished, and then we got down, and also again while price went down, open interest went down. So now bears, I can tell you, are still in control. And how do I know that? So because spot price is overall going down, but the leverage price is still at a slight premium right now. So and when you see something like that, you know that the short sellers, bears' hands, are still in control of the market, and that is a problem. For everybody that actually completed my trading education also knows when you get here waves to the downside. So that here was one wave, you got another wave, and then this you got a smaller wave. So you have 3 waves, and they got smaller and smaller. You always get a bounce afterwards, after 3 waves. It's called the 3 waves theory. You can Google it. In trading, when you see that, yeah, one big wave, the second wave is smaller, the third wave is smaller, then you get a bounce. That's how you could have potentially known that a bounce was in the making here. So now when we go to the Bitcoin chart here on the 4-hourly, here we have hit the fair value gap, but we did not close it completely. So and the thing is, if you don't close it completely, it shows you that the fair value gap is valid. And what it exactly means for you is that the price will bounce here a little bit back to the upside, but then comes down to fill completely and continues the downtrend. That is at least in theory how fair value gaps are working. The bounce that we're experiencing right now is something that I believe can get us back above $66,000. But if my theory is correct, it will not hold support, and we will go afterwards a little bit lower. The corrections in Bitcoin are also telling us that we are getting really, really close here to the 102-day level. Remember that we are now like, I think we are 98 days in. In 3 days, we're gonna cross the 101-day level. In 2 days, we have a new full moon. And remember, usually around the full moon, we get a move to the upside shortly afterwards. And something that you also should pay attention to is that the downward sloping trend here was not broken yet on Bitcoin. Only when that trend is broken, you could potentially make the case that this downwards trend overall is over and that Bitcoin is ready to reverse here back to the upside. When we are then going here to the daily chart, you get a better understanding of what I'm talking about. So I said to you guys yesterday, the mid-range is really important in that overall trading range that Bitcoin is in here on the macro structure to hold, to maintain the upwards trajectory. Lose the mid-range and you're gonna see that Bitcoin will slowly come down here, even though we will have some potential bounce level like the $60,000 level, $62,000 level, and then the worst case scenario would be 56 and 52 to the downside here. We are also in a falling wedge pattern, and I believe by Friday we could see the breakout here in an alignment with the what is it, new moon? Now I forgot again what it is. Full moon. So with the full moon, with the 100-day correction cycle that we are not extending over that, and the falling wedge pattern, that could be a clue that we are actually getting a proper breakout here to the upside. But again, unless we are breaking above $70,800 on the macro structure, get ready that we are at some point breaking the mid-range and start to go lower here. Now, that doesn't have to be inherently bearish for us, because it gives the opportunity to open life-changing investment entries and positions. When we're going here to the order book, you can also clearly see that the last line of defense here is around the $63,600 level. Once we lose that level, there is basically not much holding Bitcoin here to the downside to like $60,000. We got supported here from the $64,000 level yesterday, but even that we went that low was something that I was not expecting, guys. I will be completely honest here. I did not expect that, but I was expecting if we get down here that we will bounce back to the upside. And I had mentioned that multiple times over the last couple of days and weeks that if we come back, if we would come down here into $64,000, I expect here a short-term bounce for Bitcoin and the crypto market overall. So, and that is also something what we saw here on the liquidation levels. We started to liquidate here lower leveraged long positions, and I believe that is not over yet. Again, there is the possibility that we are going now up because of moon cycles and also the correction cycle, and also the chart patterns that are emerging that are telling us that we should see here a short-lived bounce to the upside, a proper bounce, because that small move here is not a proper bounce for me. A proper bounce is we reclaim the EMA ribbon and change trend in the short term. That is a proper bounce, so which we did not see yet. So a proper bounce would be at least $67,400 or above that, so like a $2,000 move. That is what I'm looking for a proper bounce, and that's something that we did not see yet. And again, if we are not able to get to $67,000 or above that and form here support, we will come down and liquidate all these positions over here, and only then we're gonna see a revision back to the upside for the Bitcoin price. Also on the liquidation heat map, you can clearly see that if price is not moving back to the upside, that the next level that we will be targeting is $60,000. And that, of course, will be also really, really bad for altcoins overall. But just in the case that Bitcoin will now go back to the upside, I want to be positioned. I don't want to be sidelined when we see this happening. And that is the exact reason why I'm going to show you now some altcoins that I'm positioning myself and started to deploying money out of my investment portfolio in certain altcoins, but not, of course, all in. Guys, you know, remember, don't now use all your dry powder up that you have. Do it slowly, and that's what I'm also doing. And guys, don't forget, if you need some dry powder, you should sign up on BYBIT. First of all, get your $30,000 bonus. Deposit $100 to take part in the giveaway that I do every single week, over $1,000. Make sure that you're also subscribed to this channel and have the notifications on to be an eligible winner here. The only thing that you need to do is use that link down below here and sign up on BYBIT. Deposit $100, open one trade. It can be even $1, doesn't matter. In, out, closed, 30 seconds, done. You know, so also sign up process takes like a minute, you know, and deposit the $100 the same. So take your 5 minutes to do this maximum and stand a chance to win $1,000 every single week so that you have some dry powder on the side if you don't have right now a lot of dry powder, because the next coming weeks will be really, really juicy. And if you cannot use BYBIT, go to Margex. There you can trade without any KYC with the link down below here. And if you just want to copy trade me, then go to Fairdesk. There you also still get the highest bonus in the industry, $120,000, with the link down below. All these links are in the description and in the pinned comment of this video. When we're going to the Bitcoin dominance, really, really quick, guys, I don't want to bore you here too long with that. The dominance is following the overall fracture that we have pointed out here, where we will create another high point here. It's still a lower high compared to this high here, and then start to move down. Then we will spike up again, and then we see a proper move to the downside. So now we are in that leg to the downside, but like I mentioned, so we will see here a small upswing again, and that upswing is potentially that final move of Bitcoin going to like $60,000. And you don't want to be in altcoins when this is happening. What you want to do is, if you get in altcoins right now, short-term positions, scalp positions, you want to get out when we get down to this point here and you see dominance making a slightly uptick. So when we break here above the 55.15% level, that is where you want to pull the trigger and get out of all the scalp positions that you're opening right now, because then the dominance will go up here again, because Bitcoin will be dropping at that moment. And only when you come back down here under the 55% or potentially here 55.4%, that is where you want to start nibbling again at some positions for that proper break to the downside. And then we will not look back, guys. Then we are not looking back. You can also see here Bitcoin is still holding on to that downward sloping trend here. But once we're losing that trend, you will see that the dominance will spike again into the upside. And that's what I'm looking for, So I look for a scenario like this. We come up here like $67,400, $500. Dominance at the same time will go down because altcoins are going to rally in that time. Then we come back down here, we break that line, go down, deviate, come back up, and continue up to the upside. So in this deviation, you're going to see that the dominance is going up, and then we finally fall to the downside, and that will only happen when we break above the downward sloping trend here once again. One of the coins that is doing really, really well right now is actually Ethereum, and the reason for that is really simple. The SEC cannot go after Ethereum anymore. There was an article about that where a judge ruled the SEC can indefinitely not go after Ethereum anymore and try to classify them as a security. So hence why Ethereum got a nice bounce here from the $3,460 level. But also here, as long as we are not breaking this downward sloping trend line, I expect Ethereum to come back a little bit lower. I'm buying the first level that I'm looking to buy is either when we break this downward sloping trend, which is sitting right now around $3,600, or at $3,450, $3,500 if we come back down. And I will only deploy 25% of my capital, investment capital of my investment portfolio in either scenario. And I will keep the rest on the sideline for a move down here to $3,200. There I will deploy 50%. Let's say I get here a breakout, a small breakout above the downward sloping trend line, and I deployed my 25%. So now I'm a little bit in the market. Let's say I was wrong, the market turns and starts going down. Now, down here, I deploy my other 50%. What happened now overall is, first of all, my average entry went massively down. Now I have a big Ethereum position, and here is a big level where Ethereum most likely is going to bounce back to the upside. Once that is happening, I will deploy the next 25% again at $3,500. So now my average entry will be around 3,300, 3,250, something like this. But now we are at $3,500. So I made already 10% by doing that. Now, if you do this on leverage, you made potentially already 30, 50, 100% on that move. And now I have like a really, really nice low entry on Ethereum down, kind of down here somewhere or here. and can ride this to like $4,000 and potentially even higher than that. So that's how I'm going to play that, and that's how you should also play the next coins that I'm showing you. So I always dip my toe now into the water with like 25% of the portfolio, and then I wait. And if we, for some weird reason, would stop ripping up here and not coming back down, then I deploy here another 25%. And then if we go above $4,000, there I deploy the other 50%, because then we will go into price discovery and will create soon a new all-time high. So then I'm also fully deployed. So I can play this in both directions. Here, another coin that I'm looking at is IMX, Immutable X. I believe that this coin will at some point come all the way down to like $1.23, or even into that green box here of $1.04 and $1.20. Here, the same thing. I'm buying now 25% here, down here, because we hit a support level here at $1.44. So deploying some capital here right now, 25%. And now I wait. Either we're turning around, coming down here, and then into my green box, and here I deploy 50%, and then I wait that we come back up here. And once we're breaking above that level, retesting it, I deploy the other 25%. Now I'm fully in the market, but my average entry is somewhere here. And now I can wait until we test the downward sloping trend and decide, okay, does it look like that we are breaking through that? If not, then I close my position and I made now here some profit and wait what's going to happen if we maybe see a deeper pullback. If we break through, of course, I hold the position and then I trade to the upside into new highs of past $3. Now, guess what? I made a shit ton of money. The same goes with Phantom. Phantom is actually showing some strength here. Here, the same thing. I'm buying a little bit now, and then I wait that we come to the downward sloping trend line. Otherwise, the next bigger level where I would accumulate Phantom would be 44 cents, more or less. So a little bit lower. If we come up here, get rejected to the downside, then I buy here 50% with 50% of my portfolio, wait that we come back up, deploy the rest. That's how I'm going to play that. So in terms of targets, I believe Phantom easily will go past $1.20 on the next big impulse move in the market to the upside. Solana is here in our initial first buy zone. So here I'm also, for my investment portfolio, deploying 25% right now. But here we have also still a fair value gap down here at 125, 128, where I will start buying 50% if we get down here. So we actually, again, we stepped into this fair value gap and got a bounce to the upside. That is a bearish sign, guys, for a fair value gap. If you get such a reaction to the upside, it is bearish. So usually, again, what happens when you see this, come back up, get a rejection, come back down, close the fair value gap, go lower, come back up again. Hence why I plan to deploy 50% on that move into that fair value gap. If we move below that, here I deploy another 25%, and then I wait that we come back up into this initial buy zone here, and there I deploy the other 25%. So right now I'm waiting, I'm not buying in that zone here. I actually might. I'm too trigger happy when it comes to that. So I might actually buy here a little bit, but might be only 10%. So 10% there, 50 here, 25 here, and I have 15 left that I can deploy here when we come back, and then ride this also into new all-time highs. The next one is Near. Near also seeing a bounce right now. As long as we are holding this box here, that is a macro support level. As long as that gets not broken, we got really close here to get into that box. As long as that is not broken, this might be the low for Near, guys. Potentially. If not, then the green box. So here also right now, I'm deploying 25%, come back into that box 50%, come down here to that green box, another 25%. And then I ride this also to the upside. So right now, it's really easy, guys. Really easy. You only need to watch these downward sloping trend lines. Once they're getting broken, you know, trend is reversing back to the upside. So and here also, this overall downward sloping trend line. So you have here, I don't like these steep ones because price can just move sideways out of it. But here, these ones that are support resistance flip lines, these are the ones that I like to watch. So here we need to move above $5.54 to change trend, to go back to the upside, even though here that is a higher low, you know. So that is stuff that I'm looking at. Market structure, then the macro lows that we had here along these lines, and these are good levels to accumulate. You know, look where we were before. We were here at $9, so we have now almost a 50% discount on near, you know. So these are good levels to buy, guys. Also for Solana, you know, where were we before? We were at $190. We came all the way down to $120. That is also a 40% discount. The same with look, we were at $5. We are at $2. That is a 60% move to the downside. Also good levels to accumulate right now. Even though that is a meme coin, because we are also here at range lows right now. Just want to show that to you really quick here. So here, massive range lows. As long as the range low is holding, you can accumulate here. The only thing when we are starting to break down for investment entries, then you have to start for lower levels, you know. And here the next major level would be 50 cents. I don't believe that we go to 50 cents. And otherwise it would be around the $1.61 level, which is also fine for me. And guys, these investment entries are golden opportunities. You have to take advantage of them while they are lasting, because if we are snapping back to the upside, you need to be exposed at least a little bit. I'm not saying fully exposed. That's why you should only use a little bit of money right now to get some exposure on that initial bounce now to the upside for altcoins, because there will be a small wave over the next couple of days back to the upside. Ride it, make as much money as possible, and then wait and sit on your hands and see what's going to happen. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you again tomorrow.